Yo, what's up, agents? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are hanging in there, being as safe as you guys need to be. So I want to do, hopefully this will be a quick little video today. I just want to go over the Year 6 Season 1 track and what we're getting in this. So we jump on in, let's see. Alright guys, so we start out and right at level 3, we start to get the, what I'm just going to call it the Z-Dub brand set. I don't know if any of you can pronounce it. I don't even care. So this brand set, the one piece gives us 15% mag size. Okay, you know. Do I think that almost anything else that I would build into would be better than that? Probably. However, the two piece gets us 20% rifle damage. So that's actually hip if you're going for rifle builds, and that would be probably what I would be using this for, would be to amplify, say if we got a Diamondback or a classic M1A sort of build, this piece could work great for that. The 3-piece bonus will get us a 30% weapon handling. And while that's actually pretty nice, considering that gives us a lot of advantages, it is a 3-piece. That means we either have to use 3 pieces of this gear set, or we have to use 2 pieces along with the Ninja Bike backpack. And at that point, I just feel like there are better things that we could be building into than that 30% weapon handling, even for people like me who are on a controller. All right, so if we move up to level 12, this is when we're going to start getting the Breaking Point gear set. And this is actually a pretty cool gear set. So first of all, the 2-piece bonus will give us both 25% damage to rifles and 25% damage to marksman rifles. The 3-piece bonus will net us 30% headshot damage. That's pretty huge. And 15% handling. The 4-piece bonus will let us build up stacks per hit up to the amount of stacks that we have basically built based off of our magazine capacity. Kind of see how that could lend itself to the 1-piece bonus of the Z-Dub set, giving that 15% mag size. Each stack natively, without taking into account either the chest piece or the backpack, each stack will natively net us 2% handling per stack and 4% weapon damage per stack. The stacks will last for 10 seconds, I believe it is, and when that timer runs out, it will actually clear all the stacks but refill the magazine so we're ready to rock and roll again. Or swapping to another weapon will automatically refill the magazine. So if, say, you're running 2 rifles or 2 marksman rifles, you see where there could be some synergy there. Thing is, if you're going to be using a marksman rifle, you know, we already have aces and 8s, and we already have hot shot. Hot shot will give us a lot of these same bonuses. It'll give us essentially the same marksman rifle 2 and 3-piece bonus, as well as netting us some armor on top of that. Aces and 8s will net us roughly the same damage, although it does take a little bit more work. So the only real reason I see for using this gear set would be for the rifle side of it. We don't have a gear set specifically for rifles. So again, if you're doing, say, a Diamondback or a classic M1A or whatever rifle you really like, this may be something to look at. Overall, the only reason I see running this gear set is A, you're a brand new player, so you haven't farmed up the hot shot or the aces and 8s, and you haven't invested into the expertise level on those. If you haven't, great. This may do a little more damage than those in the top end builds, but by so little that if you already have a marksman rifle build, it's not even worth looking at, in my opinion. Now, if we jump all the way up to level 30, we get the Thorn. So this is one of 2 named shotguns that we're getting. This season brought a new shotgun perk called Brazen. So Brazen and Perfect Brazen will amplify your damage per pellet provided you hit the minimum amount of pellets. So this is a nice damage bonus tied to these shotguns. In my opinion, there's just easier ways to proc this damage. But not a bad perk, and it may synergize well into some builds as we move forward. Let me know if you guys have a build using the standard or the perfect brazen perk, let us know what you're doing and how that's working for you down in the comment section. All right, guys, now we're going to move to one of those WTF things. So we got Bober. This is Diesel's chess piece. So this is from the Z-Dub brand set. So you're going to get, the 15% mag size, 20% rifle damage bonus, blah, blah, blah. But it comes with perfectly entrenched. So this is headshots from cover will give you 30% of your armor back, provided that you're under 30% armor. Very situational. Yeah, it may help your survivability, but we have plenty of other ways of maintaining survivability. If you're running solo, maybe there will be some niche places where this would work, but if you're in a team, dude, this seems basically pointless, and I don't know. This seems like way too little, way too late. Now maybe, and I will note that if you're running, say, the hot shot with the marksman rifle, you're going to be getting armor back anyway. So the only way I could see this being viable is to run it with a rifle build. And again, the 2-piece of the Z-Dub will give you the 20% rifle damage. So, maybe there's something there, but I think that this is a bit too niche for people to really be using this. So let me know what you guys think. All right, so this is the one that I don't get this. So the Eagle's Grasp, another Z-Dub brand set, and all this does in the minor attributes spot is instead of 10% weapon handling, you can get 15% weapon handling. So let's just think about the direct competition to this. You got two things that this is competing with right here. A, the Contractor's Gloves, which in the minor attribute slot is going to net you that 8% damage to armor. Already, why would you ever take 15% weapon handling over 8% damage to armor? And then the other second one to consider is the Death Grips, which 10% armor on kill. I mean, at this point, why run the chest piece? We're talking about Bober, where if you're under 30%, you can get, dude, just get something that every time you get a kill, 10% armor. I mean, I don't know. If you guys figure out how this will fit into any build and actually make any build better, I'm all ears. But I think this is just silly. This seems like, we don't have something with a bonus extra weapon handling. Let's just throw it on a set of gloves. These gloves, I don't know, man. The competition is just too fierce. Now, moving on to our second named weapon of this season, Light Glue. Again, another shotgun with perfect brazen. Now, one thing I will note is none of the brand sets or gear sets we got focus on shotguns. We're basically looking at rifles and marksman rifles. Why are we getting two named shotguns instead of a rifle or a marksman rifle? Anyway, I digress. Here's the real thing. If I'm going to elect to be using a shotgun as my primary, aren't I just going to use the Scorpio, which is going to put out more damage, it's going to poison dudes, it's going to disorient guys, it's going to shock them, and most importantly, it's going to give that 20% amplified damage bonus, not only to me, but everybody in my team, and all sources of damage to whoever I'm shooting will be amplified by that 20%. I mean, the Scorpio is superior in every way except for the fact that it's exotic, but if you're going to be maining a shotgun, why wouldn't you just main an exotic shotgun? All right, to finish it off, we got our two exotics. So first of all, we have the Acosta's knee guards. These things are game no, I can't even do it. All right, so these, when you vault, you gain movement speed for 3 seconds. When you don't move for 5 seconds, you then get 5 seconds that you can get that 20% movement speed. Okay? Real quick, why not just, instead of 5 seconds, why not make it after not moving for 5 seconds, as soon as you start moving, you just keep that 20% movement speed till you stop moving. Why 5 seconds? That seems so arbitrary and so pointless. And then the other one, and this is where I'm still confused, I haven't played with it enough, maybe you guys can leave a comment down below. They say, a status effect increases it by 10% for 5 seconds. Well, But then it follows up that there's a negative 50% penalty for having a status effect applied. So I'm assuming that this means if we have a beneficial status effect applied to us, or is this if we apply a status effect to an enemy? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The movement speed bonus is so short and it's so pointless overall. I don't know what they're trying to get there. And that negative movement penalty, is that to us if we get applied a status effect, or is that to the enemy if we apply a status effect to them? This is very unclear what's happening with this, but overall, what do I care about this movement speed? And here's the number one thing. I immediately thought, okay, where can we use this to our advantage? Well, the Lady Death. Moving and sprinting for a certain amount of time increases and amplifies our weapon damage. Well, the problem we have is a kill with the Lady Death buffs our movement speed up to 20%. These Kneepads do not stack with other sources and has a 20% maximum. So basically all I have to do is get a kill with my Lady Death. I don't need these. There's no situation ever where I'm going to give up my exotic slot for the Acosta's knee guards. There's never a time that I could see that making sense. The only thing that would have worked was if it stacked with Lady Death. Okay, I could see it. It doesn't. If I'm missing something, let me know. But everything that this says, all the ways of going about getting that movement speed bonus and the short duration of it, a fucking waste. And it's level, I got to get up to level 85 to get these things. And then I wear them long enough to get my proficiency level up. And then I'm not even gonna waste time keeping these in the fucking stash. As soon as I get proficiency level 12, these things are fucking gone. So, but that's my opinion. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Let me know. Moving on. All right, agents. So this is the cream of the crop right here. We get the level 90. We get the Overlord shotgun. This, when we hit the enemies with a pellet, for every pellet we hit with, it will reduce the enemy's movement speed by 4% per pellet hit. Hitting them again will reapply the stacks. That's it. No damage bonus. Nothing but slowing down the enemy. I mean, I could just have my sidearm with sledgehammer toss a fucking grenade and apply this to a whole group of enemies. In addition to increasing the damage to armor for my entire team. Really, and once again, if I'm going to be maining a shotgun, an exotic one, why wouldn't I just use the Scorpio? The Disorient is going to slow their movement speed. They're going to be staggered around. The Shock is going to stop them in their tracks for a couple seconds. And then when we get enough stacks on there, okay, we get enough stacks on this, it may slow them for 20, 25%, 30% of their movement speed. Shit, man, as soon as I get enough stacks with the fucking Scorpio, everybody in the team is doing 20% amplified damage. There's literally no situation I can ever imagine saying, I'm going to use the Overlord. Again, maybe I'm missing something, but so far with this season, so let's go back and just quickly talk about it. So we got the Z-Dub brand set. You know, I could see working that in with some rifle builds. If you're running a brand set rifle build with the Ninja Bike, you might be able to swap out a couple pieces. In fact, you only would need to swap out one. If you swapped out one piece, you could get that 15% max size and the 20% rifle damage. So for a rifle build based on the Ninja Bike backpack and brand sets, Z-Dub could totally be legit using one piece, opening up the two-piece bonus. The Breaking Point gear set. This seems like it's powerful. However, most people who are going to be spec'd into a marksman rifle build are already going to have a much better build going. Even if ultimately this may put out a little more damage, people have spent a lot of resources. You're going to be hard pressed to get rid of anything that you've buffed that expertise level up on. The Thorn shotgun. The perfect brazen perk and the brazen talent itself could be powerful, but pretty niche. I don't know. I'm mixed on that. I guess I'm not enough of a shotgun guy to know. Maybe you guys really dig it, but it does seem out of place given this season seems like marksman rifle builds. The Bober chest piece with perfect entrench. this seems like an absolute waste. I don't even know. This seems like they just were looking, hey, what perks have we not perfected yet? Oh, entrench. Okay, let's do that. I don't think that's going to be used at all. Probably the worst of all the name gear, the Eagle's Grasp. It, again, seemed like, oh, we don't have anything with additional weapon handling. Let's just throw it someplace. And it's totally outshined by its competition. The Light Glue. Same thing as the Thorn. Another shotgun with perfect brazen. Cool. We're in a marksman rifle season. And then the two exotics, which, you can only run one exotic. Okay, the Acosta's knee guards. Just, those don't make any sense to me. I don't think anybody's really going to be stoked on, a little bit more movement speed. I may be wrong, but I can't see. And the fact that it doesn't stack with any other movement speed bonuses, just, it's a waste. And then the Overlord. I mean, it slows enemies. That's it. That's the only claim to fame it has. I can do the same thing with my Scorpio, and it provides so many additional benefits. So, overall, unless you're a marksman, or especially now, if you're a rifle main, I think you will be able to take advantage of that Z-Dub brand set. I think that will be huge.
Agent in need of backup.
If you're newer to the game and you want to do a rifle build using a combination of the Z-Dub and maybe 2 pieces of the breaking points, and maybe even the 4, but the breaking point gear set and the Z-Dub brand set very well may be good for new players. Overall, I feel like they're just filling in gaps in the game right now that, had they done this a couple years back, would have been acceptable. But right now it's just like, all right, dude, you guys are just adding shit to add some shit before seasons. I feel like they're probably dedicating on working on the seasonal content that we're going to get into shortly. I think that's going to be where most people are going to be looking at. We'll see. Is it going to be like Diablo 3, where you would have your seasonal character, you build it, then when the season's done, all that stuff can be transferred over to your non-seasonal character? I imagine that's probably what we'll do. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts. If you guys think I'm way off base, if you think any of these things are truly awesome, let me know why. If you guys have any builds using any of this stuff that you're like, dude, you got to check this out, let us know. Other than that, you agents, be as safe as you need to be out there, and we will catch you all in the dark zone. Peace out, everybody.